So today we're doing notes over direct variation. Direct variation has a constant of variation. We call this k, where k is equal to y divided by x. The general equation for direct variation that we'll use is y equals kx, where k is our rate of change. So in example 1, we're going to use the table right here to determine the constant variation. Remember, constant variation is this, k equals y over x. So first we'd have to determine which one is x and which one is y. So in this case, the time or the hours worked is our x value. The total pay is our y value. So the nice thing about constant of variation is we don't need more than one x or y. We just need one set of x and y. I could use any of the sets, but you only have to use one. We're going to use 5 and 30. So notice it's y, so I'm going to take the y value here, 30, divide it by the x value, which is 5. From there, we just do the math to simplify. 30 divided by 5 is going to give me 6. And this is 6 hours worked and total pay. So this person is making $6 per hour. That would be my answer. That is my k, my constant of variation. So in the next problem, this is most of the problems you'll see with direct variation. If y varies directly as x, this word right here tells me varies directly. That means it's a direct variation problem. And y is equal to 6 when x is equal to 8. So we're going to take this information and we're going to set up our equation. We know k is equal to y over x. So the y and x value they give us that belong together are these two. Y is 6 when x is 8. We're going to simplify. Both of these can be divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 gives me 3 on the top. 8 divided by 2 gives me 4 on the bottom. This is my k value. So the equation for this one, using our direct variation general equation, will be y equals 3/4 x. That's half of my answer. The next half tells me to find y when x is 12. For this, we're going to use something you know from middle school. It's proportions. So we're going to take our original proportion, 6 over 8, the original setup from here, and we're going to equal it to the new one. It says find y when x is 12. Y is supposed to go on the top. I need to find that, but I have my x already, which is 12. From here, we're going to cross multiply. 6 times 12, which equals 72. We're going to take this 72 and we're going to divide it by 8, which equals 9. So our y is 9 when x is 12. All right, let's go ahead and skip number 3. We'll do that one in class tomorrow. So then we have number 4. Number 4 is a word problem, but it still works exactly the same. In this case, the force required to stretch a spring F varies directly with the amount the spring is stretched S. 10 pounds is needed to stretch a spring 8 inches. How many pounds would be needed to stretch a spring 32 inches? There's a lot of information here, so what I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with the letters they give me, F and S. Okay, F, S. They told me F was the force, okay, so I'm going to write force. And they told me S was the stretch, the length that was stretched. From there, now we have to decide X and Y. So if you look at example 3, which is the same as 2, it says if Y varies directly as X. Here we have F varies directly as S. It's always going to be written this way. Y always varies directly with X. So now I have Y and X. From there, 10 pounds is needed to stretch a spring 8 inches. 10 pounds is our force. So that means this 10 pounds is our Y value. So we know we have a Y value of 10 over an X value of 8 because it's 8 inches. That's the stretch. Remember we talked about S was stretch. So to write the equation for this, we would simplify. This is our K. Both can be divided by 2. So that gives us 5 over 4. So our equation is y equals 5 over 4x. That's the first half of our answer. Next, it says how many pounds would be needed to stretch the spring 32 inches. Notice this says stretch 32 inches. This is our x. So when we set up our proportion, we have 10 over 8 from the original over here. We're going to set that equal to. They give us the x, so we have 32 on the bottom, and our y is missing, so that goes on top. Once again, we're going to cross multiply. 32 times 10, which equals 320. And then we're going to take that and divide it by this 8, which is going to give us 40. But remember, it's a word problem, so we have to use units. So think about if it was y, our original y was force. Force is measured in pounds here, so this is 40 pounds. All right, and we'll finish example 5 tomorrow in class.